So the first thing that we want to do is to install something known as OLAMA. Now, OLAMA stands for Open Language Model API Manager. And basically, it's a platform that allows us to interact with these large language models. Now, within the OLAMA website, you can see here that we have access to a bunch of these different models. So we have access to the Llama 3, which is a part of Meta. We have the Phi 3 model created by Microsoft. We have access to the Mistral model. And we also have access to the Gemma 2 model created by Google. Now, basically, the installation for OLAMA is pretty simple. Whether you're a Windows user or a Mac user, you would just download the file. If you're a Linux user, you would just copy and paste this command. Now, once you have OLAMA downloaded, pretty much OpenWebUI is going to be able to interact with all of the models that we have available on OLAMA. Now, we don't need to have OpenWebUI also installed. We can interact with OLAMA if we wanted to without installing OpenWebUI. So what I mean by that is, say that I open up something like command prompt. And within my command prompt window, I can type in something like OLAMA list. This is going to list all of the current models that I have downloaded. Say that this is the model that I want to run. Well, I would just say OLAMA run, and then I'd paste this command. And now it's running the Llama 3.2 model. So here, what I could say is something like, how is your day? And we can see here that we get a response. And this response is directly from the Llama 3.2 model. So OLAMA is quite powerful on its own, but the command line interface is a little bit intimidating, or it can be a little bit less intuitive for those who aren't really comfortable working in a terminal window. And that is where the OpenWebUI interface kind of comes in. Because the OpenWebUI part is sort of like a graphical user interface for OLAMA. So it presents these models in a more accessible and visually intuitive ways. So if I was to go to something like localhost 3000, we can see here that I have all of my models that are running here. I can select the model that I want to run, and I can say the same message. How is your day today? And I get a response from the model. But we can see here that interacting with this sort of an interface is a lot better than just using something like the command line. Now, here's the thing. I currently have OLAMA running. However, if I stop OLAMA, so I can click here and I can say quit OLAMA. And now if I try to ask the same question, how is your day today? You can see here that I run into a server connection error. And the reason for that is that I don't have the OLAMA server currently running. So OpenWebUI is just an interface. OLAMA is the thing that's hosting all of these large language models. Now, all we're doing is we're downloading the weights for all of these large language models, and then we're pretty much going to be able to use them in any scenario. For example, if we don't have any internet, we'll still be able to use the Llama 3 or the Mistral or the Gemma models. And that's what makes OLAMA so powerful.